So, what's up? Back again with another banner video. I want to start off by saying, off the jump, well, for starters, I'm tired, but I'm not as tired. But still, I am pretty tired. But I want to start off by saying, to make sure everybody's on the same page, that this video, is not slander or anything, nor do I have any personal vendettas against, anybody related or anyone in specific, to the topic that I'm going to speak about on hand. Now, of course, like, in my previous videos, I'll say that, it's entirely opinionated. So none of this stuff is factual. Well, there are some facts in here, but this is my, my personal opinion. But of course, I feel like I'm more on the unbiased side because I can see both, what's the word I'm looking for? Perspectives. Yeah, I can say it. Perspectives. So, but again, it's all, it's all opinionated, and everybody's entitled, to their own opinion. But, for starters, I wanted to, appreciate everyone, who's supported me in the past and who's continued to, support me, especially, as I laugh and joke on Twitter, and I might, comment on like Reddit or something, and I try to be as positive I can, in any way, shape or form. But as a forewarning, this video is not that. Now I know, don't go, getting all butthurt and whatnot. Like I said, it's not slandering, it's not bashing, and it's actually far from being a negative video. But if you just hear the words that I'm saying without actually listening what I'm trying to say, you're definitely not going to understand the points, that I'm trying to make. But without further ado, let me start the rest of this rambling and some dailies real quick. Now the point of this video is going to be accountability. Yeah, I'm going, damn, how did I drop that far? Accountability, though, that's going to be primarily, and here's where some people are going to miss the points that I'm trying to make. You can't say who's right or who's wrong when it comes to someone's opinions, because again, those are someone's opinions. Now, some of the things that some of the things, like I've said, in previous videos, you can't set a trend or start an example, then expect no backlash or expect no consequences or repercussions. This is my raid setup. No consequences or repercussions, that's just not how things work. Few examples. We can go back as far as to the global version. I'm not sure if global had it, but I know for a fact Japan has had it, the JP version. Back in the day, they've had several 20 mercy pulls. Like, can you imagine? And then, gradually we've dropped it down from, they dropped it down from 20 to 10, and even now we've gotten down to, to 5. God forbid they drop another 20 mercy pull on us, and watch how fast people rage quit something serious. Now they have all the rights to, because again, it's their game. But watch them drop a 20 mercy pull, and everybody will go ballistic. That's because they've set a trend. They've obviously, the 20 metal pulls didn't work. It was too much. The 10 metal pulls didn't work. It was too much. Now the 5s are where we're at. And it works for us. That's just one of the things that's changed, for the better, and going backwards would definitely not be the way to go. Hell, another example event medals. When the game first started out, we had so many event medals, and for the most part they were actually really useful for the time and the content that we were actually doing. And on top of that, some of them were actually super limitlessly like farmable, as in you could get as many as you want as long as you put in, you know, the time and effort to. And like I said, we're even useful for the stuff that we needed them for. What else? Some PvP, you know, that we needed it for. Nowadays, it's like, even if we get event medals, you know, it's like for instance, the 3 Cocoa medals we got. Oh man, does anybody use those? I think the only one that was actually useful was the VIP one. Like outside of that, that's not an event medal. You have to buy that. Outside of the VIP medal, the other 2 are complete garbage. Like, and they weren't even, you can't get as many. I think one of them, the upright power one, you could, but you know, other ones are just complete trash. And it's like the value of it, you know, has gone down so bad, you know, and it's gotten worse. And obviously, people feel strongly about it. Let me think. You know, I want to keep rambling and going off topic. You know, in that sense. You know, because I gotta try to get these videos to be a whole lot shorter. But you know, because when I ramble, you know, it gets hard to stop. But another quick topic. The new prom banners. We people like legitimately loved all the other prom banners. You know, I mean, everybody got their fair share, you know, given yet, you know, that we got them back to back to back to back to back, but everybody was still able to reasonably, you know, acquire some good medals, and even some of them with some good traits, even, you know, even though they goofed up on the most recent one. You know, seems like we ended up with the most unpopular banner, which in this case, you know, is not necessarily true, because again, like I've said before, you know, in previous videos, the prom banner is good. I mean, the one that we had initially and the one that was changed from it are both really good banners. It's just not every banner is for every single person. You know, like I said, if I need more traits, then the one that gives you the trait medals is where it's at. If I only want 1 copy, because I want 1 copy, then the one that gives you 1 copy is where it's at, you know. So both banners are good. It's just however you want to use it for, you know. I think the fact that we knew that there was a different option and they just chose to stick with the other one instead, that's what made people so upset. Like how we enjoyed the Phantom banner. Like the Phantom banner is kind of like the one we currently have now. We love the Phantom banner because you get the Phantom copy medal, plus you get all those trait medals if you had the Mercy, which was perfectly fine. Like, I'm pretty sure most people pulled on that banner with the intentions of Mercying, which was perfectly fine, because you'll get a fully gilded copy medal with a ridiculous amount of traits, and that's fine. And then like some of the other prom banners, you got your specific prom, and if you didn't want a whole bunch of traits, you just grabbed 1 copy for yourself, and you know, like you evolved it and you were fine, you know. So both banners are fine, they're just situational. But anyway, back to the point, you can't just set a trend on something and go in a certain direction and then change it in the end, or start going in a different direction, which is clear as day, you know, for the majority of players, is a worse direction, and not expect some sort of backlash at the end of the day. You know, like if you notice something that you're doing is working well for the community or working well for your game, keep it up. I mean, people are going to give you feedback regardless of what's happening. If it's good, if it's bad, they're gonna let you know, oh my god, we love this, oh my god, we hate this. That's just what happens. That's just what players do. But if you see that something's worse and you accept it, or you make it even worse than it actually is, it doesn't work, you know. And that's far from cool, you know. That's personally, you know, how I feel and how I think that. I said, you know, they need to be held, you know, Square Enix or whatever team that's in charge of this stuff needs to be held accountable. Because at the end of the day, they've groomed us, or they've trained us to like a certain type, not really like a certain type of thing, but adapt to these changes, and now it's like they're going backwards on some of these changes, and they expect us to be okay with it. I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh, every banner needs to be perfect, every content needs to be perfect, everything needs to be perfect. There's not a perfect game, nothing in this world, you know, point blank period. God, 6, Jesus Christ, is perfect by far whatsoever. But again, don't set a trend, and you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, start going up. You know, this one's a 6, this one's a 7, this one's a 9, this one's a 10. Holy, you know, this is a 15 out of 10. We love this, and then boom, drop a -4 on us. Like that's clearly gonna bring out so much backlash in like the worst of ways. And like I said, it's gonna show, you know. So I can understand exactly where, you know, people in the community are coming from, because we've come so far, you know. So there's certain standards that, you know, players have grown to, you know, to be accustomed to or grown to expect from certain things, and to not provide or to not maintain a certain level, I can even say of you know, of excellency, you know, to not maintain a certain level of gameplay, it hurts, you know. It's not demoralizing. It's more or less it's oh, I can't figure the word I'm trying to say. I don't know, it makes you not want to play anymore, because it almost feels like they're doing something intentionally when, you know, that it probably aren't, but still, you know, that's what it makes you feel like, because you know what you're, you know, accustomed to. Say you live at home with your parents or whatever, or you live by yourself, or you do whatever, I don't know, and you're eating food. It's like the second food reference I've made in my videos, and you're, you know, eating food, and your parents or whoever brings you, I don't know, some high-end steak or shrimp or lobster, or, you know, something super classy, you know, and you're like, oh my God, you know, this is the greatest ever. And then you know, you get this every day, all day. You're like, oh my God, you know, I'm loving this. And then one day, you know, they come and bring you, you know, 25-cent ramen pack of noodles. You know, you're gonna be like, what is this? You know, I mean, not saying you won't appreciate it, but at the end of the day, you know, what you're accustomed to eating and what you're accustomed to experiencing, and then you get the exact opposite, or something that's nowhere near as good, you're gonna feel some type of way about it, right? You know, so that's my point. That's what I'm feeling like, you know, is the community's main focus or main issue at this point, because they're so accustomed to a certain level of gameplay or to a certain level of whatever, and this is what's been resorted to, or this is what they end up with, and it's not what they like, you know. But yeah, it's been a blast. Again, apologies for super rambling. You know, like I told you guys that I was gonna speak my mind. I've listened to everybody, you know, and tried to get out as many valid points, examples as possible, so you guys can try to understand what I'm saying, and hope you guys, you know, agree or disagree. But it's been real. I'm pretty sure the video's a lot longer than expected, but until next time, people, better out.